Thank you. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Mayor Beagle,
I'm here.
Deputy Mayor Resnick is excused. Councilmember Behrman,
Present.
Councilmember Gotcho, Councilmember Grenlin Fox,
Here.
Councilmember Sharp,
Present.
Councilmember Smiley.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Very good, thank you. Change your additions to the agenda as presented tonight. City Manager Brown,
I don't have any, Your Honor.
Assistant City Manager Benson,
I have none, sir.
any from the dais? All right. We'll move on, first item of business tonight, and that's the approval of minutes. We got one set of minutes to approve tonight. That's from the regular city council meeting of September 24th, 2024. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Support.
Thank you. Any discussion? Seeing none, I got a motion and a second to approve the minutes of the regular city council meeting of September 24th, 2024. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. We have one item of correspondence tonight. That's a memorandum regarding introduction of our new code enforcement officer, and I'll turn it over to Assistant City Manager Benson right now for a brief introduction.
Thank you, Mayor. Just wanted to provide a quick update to City Council regarding the hiring of a new code enforcement officer for the city. I know this was a big topic for City Council during our budgeting process, and so we're thrilled to announce that the city has hired Ms. Underhill to join us as our new code enforcement officer. She'll be working a part-time schedule Tuesdays through Thursdays, approximately 9 to 3, with some flexibility as needed. I can go through kind of her credentials, but she comes to the city with a lot of experience, and we think that she'll be a really good fit for the city. So we're excited, and if you all see her kind of driving around town, feel free to wave. The other thing I'll say is that for code enforcement complaints going forward, we recommend using, when submitting them to the codeenforcement@wixomgov.org email address. That's a new distribution list that we've created to help incorporate her, as well as our building department staff in addressing complaints, getting them logged in and then addressed. This will be a little bit more of a proactive effort than we've had in the past related to code enforcement. So we're excited to have her, and we think that she'll be a great fit with us.
Well, welcome to the Wixom family, Maureen.
Yeah.
Anybody?
Thank you.
Any questions or anything up here?
I'm putting her number in my phone.
Oh, okay. Block that number as soon as you get it, too. Thank you. City managers' reports. We have two tonight. The first, the fire report from August 24. Do we have any questions? Councilmember Grenlin Fox?
Good evening. How are you?
Good.
Good. I don't have a question. I just have a comment and a thank you. I see that the priority calls response time has went down significantly.
Yep.
So I just wanted to tell you how much I know everyone up here appreciates that.
I appreciate that comment. I'll pass that along. Thank you.
Anybody else? All right. Thanks, Jason. Police report from August 24. Any questions for Chief? Seeing none, we'll move on to the consent agenda. All items listed under the consent agenda are considered routine by the City Council and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a council member so requests, in which event the items will be removed from the consent agenda and added to the regular agenda at the end of unfinished or new business. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Support?
All right, I got a motion and support to approve the consent agenda as presented tonight. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Brings us on to the first call to the public. The rules to the call to the public are as follows. The public shall address the council during the call to the public, which shall be included on the agenda immediately after correspondence and again immediately after new business. The first call to the public immediately after correspondence shall be limited to agenda items only. A person shall not address the council in excess of 5 minutes unless the time is extended by a majority vote of the council present. Persons wishing to address the council shall identify themselves and the place of residence and shall state their reason for addressing the council. And all comments by the public shall be made directly to the council. Do we have anybody for the first call to the public? Seeing none, I'll close that first call to the public. We have no unfinished business tonight, so we'll move on to new business. New business number 1 is a recommendation to fund the tribute drain maintenance assessment from the Water Resource Commission for Oakland County to cover the current deficit and estimated maintenance expense for fiscal year 2024 through 2026 from VCA Tribute Maintenance Count number 701-441-956.255 in the amount of $38,695, and for the cost for the emergency sinkhole repair and Wixom Branch rehab projects from the Major Road Maintenance Program, account number 202-441-976.058, in the amount of $240,508, and approve the necessary budget amendments. Do I have a motion?
Move to approve.
Thank you. Mr. Sickma.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Members of council, what you have before you is, the cost for that sinkhole that we had last year, last fall, and the repairs for that, and then also the repairs, the extended maintenance for each of the preceding years. We also, this summer, we had them reline that storm sewer, so there should be very limited problems in the future for this particular piece of storm drain. Portions of it were very old. When they televised it, there was some concrete, there was some plastic, and there was also some corrugated metal. And each of those have different pieces that came through, the water flowed through. And with the high flows that we had last year, that's what particularly caused the sinkhole. It was a 12-inch line that went to a very large 36-inch storm drain, which was able to convey a lot of the sand that was underneath that void, or created that void last summer. Since then, we lined it, and we should be good for 50 or 60 years, I think, on that particular piece because of the lining that they put in. With that said, it still does require cleaning on occasion, and the WRC will clean as appropriate. This is a Title 20 drain, meaning that they, as the drain commissioners, operate and maintain it, and they bill that back out to the communities, and that's why we have been assessed this value. The reason that we're seeing it now is because the Drain Commission met last August and noted that that needed to be invoiced, and so we have been talking about that, the invoices and the maintenance periodically for the last 6 or 7 months, and did not know how they were going to assess it particularly. They chose to assess it all at once, and that's why we have this before us. The maintenance piece is continuous, so that's where the $38,000 comes in, and then the corrective maintenance and the sinkhole repair is a special assessment. This is part of the tribute drain, but it's the Wixom branch of the tribute drain. And as staff and talking with our legal counsel about it, it does provide more for the entire city than it would just for the tribute portion. The tribute portion, as you know, was assessed back in 2004 for the addition of everything in what we call the tribute drain, which I think I have in a map in your packet. It is assessed. We did talk with legal counsel. We tried to work our way out of it, and we're not able to. And so we feel that this should come out of roads because it is a major road issue. It's under one of our roads in Wixom. With that, I'm open to questions.
Councilmember Behrman?
Well, I guess the first question, maybe it's for the city manager, but I do remember when this was happening, the communication was that they believed the Oakland County was taking responsibility for the costs and not us. So I guess I'm kind of, when did we find out that it was going to be us and not Oakland County?
I'll defer to Tim on the timing of it. It's been an ongoing saga, but the reason that started off with that kind of discussion was because it was the Road Commission of Oakland County that was doing the repair to begin with, or addressing it to begin with. When it was discovered what the cause of it was, that's when the story started to shift. And when we finally got the answer, there was some dispute back and forth about that. As Tim alluded to, we were trying to work through that and assign responsibility to the Drain Commission, to the Water Resources Commission, and we're unsuccessful in the end.
My second question is, if we're paying them, $6,000 a year for maintenance, and clearly we're not maintaining it, again, why are we not seeking some liability on their part for that?
So their maintenance is for cleaning, and that was a portion of that maintenance that was involved. That's for the entire tribute drain, which includes the city proper here and all of the Robertson development. So they clean their storm drains through that piece, and that's where that particular, the $6,000 of maintenance would go to. And they did bill us for that on an annual basis throughout. They also, part of the agreement years ago for the tribute drain was that they would construct the entire thing, and they funded that for 20 years. And the folks in the tribute were assessed as a special assessment district throughout that. This is the last year of that assessment. And this particular line was added onto the tribute drain, and the tribute drain was actually added from the Wixom drain, so to combine them all. And yeah, there was more maintenance on the tribute drain than there was on the Wixom drain at that point.
So whose job is it to be maintaining this drain? Was it us that failed not maintaining it, or was it them?
The operation and maintenance is assigned to the Water Resources Commission, and part of the Title 22 rules are that although they are operations and maintenance, they assess the funding for it. So it's a use assessment. So because it's in Wixom, the Wixom community uses it, and that's who would be assessed for it.
If I can add something, 2 points if I can, just to try to further address this a little bit. The maintenance that's referenced there isn't related to extending the life of the pipe or making sure that the pipe isn't going to fail. It's to maintain the function of the pipe. Number one, it's not the long-term reinvestment in the pipe type of thing. And then number two, the other thing that I wanted to make mention of is one of the things as we went through this process was finding that back in the early 2000s, the city did accept responsibility for the drain. And that's why we ended up taking responsibility for the bill.
So this isn't a cost sharing either. We're paying for everything that happened there.
Correct.
And if we don't approve it, then they're just gonna
It's just
come
full
after us for the
assessment
money
of the city.
anyway. So there's no appeal process, nothing.
Not for a Chapter 20 drain.
Thank you.
Councilmember Smiley.
Thank you, Mayor Beagle. Interesting. That's 90% of what I was going to ask. I guess I'll just, last little bit is, did this catch us off guard? I mean, do we expect we were going to pay, or? It sounds like you understood, how it works better than I did before
Well,
this meeting.
Definitely, I understand it much more now than I did.
So, did we think it
even
was going to
6
cost
months
us
ago,
this
yeah.
much?
And I knew that the cost of that repair was going to be, that much. I did know that, but I didn't know how that was going to be assessed. And that's the off-guard part that, if you're referring to.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Thank you, Jim.
Councilmember Gaccio.
Thank you. I just wanted to clarify or ensure this, with the current assessment that the property owners in the tribute drain area or VCA, this isn't going to extend or increase their assessment at all, correct? This is just straight city funds?
That's my recommendation, is just to go to city funds and not to have single out the tribute drain for this assessment. It'll come out of the roads funds.
Okay. And we agreed that it's not gonna impact their bills moving forward.
That is correct. There would have to be a whole separate action by city council to provide a new special assessment.
All right, thank you.
Councilmember Gretchen Fox?
All of my questions have been asked and answered, thank you.
Councilmember Sharp?
Thank you, Mayor. Director Sickma, I guess when all this happened, if I understand right now, the road commission, the Oakland County Road Commission came out and fixed Wixom Road because they were responsible for Wixom Road, found the root cause to be a failed sewer drain, and it turns out Wixom is responsible for the drain based on something City Manager Brown found back in the early 2000s. We accepted. Am I kind of getting close? You don't have to go into more detail.
Yeah, with the
that's not my
caveat-
question, but.
Right, with the caveat that that particular drain is operated and maintained by the Water Resources Commissioner's office and not the Road Commission of Oakland County. Those are two separate.
Oh, okay.
Two separate entities.
So where does Wixom's responsibility come in?
Well, we're what they would call the CVT, the city, village and township portion, and we're their client to some extent, but because of the Chapter 20 rules, they can assess that back to all of the costs back to us.
So when the sinkhole happened, it was just all hands on deck, emergency fix, get everything fixed, put a new road in, now we'll figure out who owes what. All those folks met last August and said, guess what? It's all Wixom's. So my question is root cause. I heard you say 50 to 60 year drain. That's kind of what I would expect. We got a 20-year drain. What happened originally?
So that 20-year drain did not fail. It's all the pieces that were band-aided together upstream of that failed. And the large pipe was able to convey the sand that was coming in off of the storm systems underneath the road, unbeknownst to
It wasn't
us.
sealed up properly or something.
Yeah.
So who signed off on, I know none of us were here then, but how does that get signed off? There must be a civil engineer, somebody comes in, puts his stamp on there saying this sewer is correct.
And it was when that was connected 20 years ago, that those systems appeared fine. Now, they didn't dig up the whole thing, and I don't think they televised it, to be honest, but that's another issue for, I guess, another day. But, yeah, I know we don't do a whole lot with storm sewers as a whole. And typically, they're not as deep as this one was. But we do monitor and maintain sanitary sewers in a much different way because of the potential backups that happen on those. But this one is unique. It was a smaller pipe connected to a very large pipe that was able to push all of the added volume of sand underneath that sinkhole into.
But even all that being said, the expectation at the time was that's going to last 50 or 60 years.
Agreed.
And it just
It
didn't.
didn't.
And somebody signed off and said, covered up, we're good to go. And
Yeah, it was
Now we're paying
about
the
50
price.
feet from where we connected it, before, so.
so when we got the bill for $240,000, did we deduct anything for repainting the crosswalk?
No, but we did get.
That's a heck of a plumbing bill, 240 grand for digging, pipes, pavement, that's about it, right? Traffic control.
It was a week-long process, if you remember.
Did we send our auditors in to look at it or anything?
We could, but
All right, thank you.
Assistant City Manager Benson?
Thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to add 2 quick points of clarification, and I hope I get this correct. But I just wanted to point out the reason on the funding piece, the reason we're assessed, the WRC does not have a dedicated revenue stream, so every drain that they maintain, and Tim lists multiple of them just in Wixom, right? Their revenue stream is special assessments. So you may notice, and I don't know your particular parcels, but oftentimes you'll see a millage on, it'll say tribute drain or Sibley drain or whatever. That's their revenue source. So in a case like this, they don't have any other mechanism than to come back to the affected community. Now, we did try to challenge that and say, we didn't install the original Wixom drain, which is the portion that failed and was rolled into the tribute drain 20 years ago. The Wixom drain was older than that, and that's the part that failed. So it wasn't necessarily a 20-year pipe that didn't last 50 years. It might have been a 50 or 60-year pipe that was rolled into a newer system. Does that kind of make sense? The section along Wixom Road was older than the rest of the tribute drain, which was done 20 years ago. And then it all got cobbled together and called the tribute drain.
So you're saying that when the Wixom drain failed, 50 or 60 Wixom drain failed, it caused the rest of it to fail? Is that?
Well, the rest of it's, I think, in
It's
fine
in good-
shape.
It's in good shape.
The failure point was on a piece of pipe that was much older than 20 years, is I guess the summary that I'm trying to get across. So the pipe that we attached to was the pipe that failed, and that was not put in 20 years ago. It
I
was much
misunderstood.
older than that. So
That's what was sucking up the sand out of the
Right.
dirt and conveying it all the way through the pipe. And okay, thank you.
All right, any other questions? Seeing none, I got a motion and a second to approve the recommendation to fund the tribute drain maintenance assessment from the Water Resources Commission for Oakland County to cover the current deficit and estimated maintenance expenses for fiscal year 2024 through 2026 from VCA Tribute Maintenance Account Number 701-441-956.255 in the amount of $38,695, and the cost for the emergency sinkhole repair and Wixom Branch rehab projects from Major Road Maintenance Program account number 202-441-976.508 in the amount of $240,508, and approve the necessary budget amendment. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Don't go too far, Tim, it's your night tonight. New business number 2 is a recommendation to renew the winter maintenance agreement with the Road Commission for Oakland County for Pontiac Trail from the western city limits to Beck Road and Loon Lake Road from the eastern city limits to Benstein Road for $13,317.07 by adopting the resolution and authorizing the mayor and city clerk to sign the agreement. Motion?
So moved.
You're good, Tim.
So this one we do each year as we work with the Road Commission of Oakland County for different reasons with this. We snowplow on Pontiac Trail, the portion of Loon Lake Road that goes from the city proper all the way to Benstein, just because it's a unique short piece of roadway. And this is assessed with the Road Commission as, that's how much we expect it will cost to plow and salt these roads with city services. We like to do these with city services because we feel that we can do a better job than the Road Commission. I hope they're not listening tonight. But we are pretty proud of our streets, and we are out there to fight the snowstorms anyway. And these particular areas get us 2 points in the city, and we plow them as we go. So, with that, this is a 3% increase from last year. They base that on the Road Commission's increases throughout their labor markets. And, with that, I'd be open to questions.
We're not going to ruin any of our equipment when we go from the nice, smooth Loon Lake Road to the gravel part of Loon Lake Road, right?
With any luck, they keep telling me that it's still this year, and I'm sticking with that thing. So until it's November 15, I still have hope for them paving Loon Lake Road.
What happens November 15th?
They can't do it anymore.
They usually
Across
do.
from it.
It's,
Any
Not
questions?
that far out. I guess I wasn't.
Questions? All right, no worries. Seeing none, I've got a motion and a second to approve the recommendation to renew the winter maintenance agreement with the Road Commission for Oakland County for Pontiac Trail from the western city limits to Beck Road and Loon Lake Road from the eastern city limits to Benstein Road for $13,317.07 by adopting the resolution and authorizing the mayor and city clerk to sign the agreement. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
thank you.
You're welcome. And new business number 3 is a recommendation to accept the bid from KD Cement of Commerce Township, Michigan for concrete work on Sam's Way in the amount not to exceed $41,875. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Support.
We're good, Tim.
So this is we're looking to improve the approach along Sam's Way, at the corner of Sam's Way and Wixom Road. There's a small portion there that has failed. We've attempted to fill it with pothole patch a number of different times throughout the years. And we started looking at it when we were doing Napier Road, and we were hoping we would be able to fund it through that. But we had a lot of extensive work on Napier Road, and this one, we feel that we would still like to do this year. And that is the same amount, or the same cost per square foot that KD Cement has given us for the entire year. They've done a great job for us in the past, and we wanted to just tack this one onto their current contract.
Will they be able to start tomorrow like they did with our last project?
What they might, yes, they're, sometimes they open up for us, so.
Very good. Any questions? Councilmember Sharp?
Thank you, Mayor. Just a comment. I wasn't totally clear on where this was, even though there's a map. I Google Earthed it,
Yeah.
and you can see the broken concrete from the Google Earth shot. I'm like, okay, time to fix that. So I support.
To be fair, though, the cameras are getting better. Just kidding.
Councilmember Gatchel?
Thank you. Similar situation, looking at Google Maps, trying to figure this one out. To the north of that, you can see that it's been a staging area for the expressway construction equipment. And it looks like this little dirt path here branching off to the north of the road, they've been driving over that portion. Have we ensured that they're not going to be doing, I would hate to replace this just for them to still be running equipment over that. And it says we're going to start this project in October, but expressway is not going to be done until November, fingers crossed. Have we ensured that they've shut down that staging area and we're not going to have issues?
We can ensure that. They are on their way out as far as we know, and we don't feel that they're gonna have a whole lot of traffic left on that road. We will verify that. I can verify that.
Okay,
before we
yeah, I
start.
just hate to do the work and have them still popping the curb with all their construction
Yep.
equipment, so. All right, thank you.
We're good.
Councilmember Garland Fox?
I agree with Councilmember Gatchel. I'd rather wait. I would rather not wait, but if they're not going to be done
Right.
in that area, I'd rather wait until they are
Yep.
done.
We anticipate them being done, but yes, we will verify that for sure.
Councilmember Behrman?
Along the same lines, I know you and I already spoke earlier. I mean, the last 3 years, that fire hydrant there, Dan's Excavating has been hooked up to, and that intersection has been flooded consistently throughout the last 3 years by Dan's, which is probably one of the main reasons why this road has deteriorated quicker there. So, I don't think that they've done good to us with keeping that intersection flooded, and I don't think they're gonna care one way or another about driving over a nice new piece of concrete. So they need to be gone before we pave it, and I still think we need to, hold them accountable for all that water they kept in the intersection the last 3 years.
Anybody else? Any other questions? All right, seeing none. I got a motion and a second to approve the recommendation to accept the bid from KD Cement of Commerce Township, Michigan for concrete work on Sam's Way in the amount not to exceed $41,875. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thanks, Tim. And that concludes the new business portion of the meeting tonight, and we'll move on to the second call to the public. I won't read the rules to the call to the public again, with the exception of you can come up and speak whatever's on your mind. Does anybody want to come up to the second call to the public? All right, at this time, I think I see some students out there. So as we do at our meetings, will you come up to the podium and please introduce yourselves, state your address and your reason for being here today. Don't be shy. Be the first one to get it over with.
Couple of them look terrified.
Hello?
Hi.
What do you mean by address? Like where I'm like?
Where do you reside?
Okay.
Where do you live?
I live in Commerce Township,
Okay.
Michigan.
Go ahead. What's your address?
2454. Like my home address.
Yeah, yeah.
2454 Ivy Hill Drive.
All right, and your name, please?
Ava Zavinsky.
And why are you here tonight?
I'm here because for government, we have to sit in on certain meetings and we get a grade.
Okay,
Yep.
very good. Well, we'll take it easy on you since you're the first one, but come up afterwards and we'll sign your agenda or anything you need to get credit for being
Thank
here
you.
tonight.
If you could take a picture with me, that'd be lovely.
We can do that too.
Thank you.
It's $5.
Now you'll be,
$5?
No.
Wait a minute.
now you'll be in the minutes because you put your name and your address.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, we'll get a picture with all you
Wait,
guys, no
wait,
problem.
wait.
No, we'll, since she was the first one, we'll take it easy on. Next.
Hi.
Hey.
I'm Emily Dostal. My address is 5542 Hillsborough Court, Commerce Township. And I'm here for the same reason, but I also just find it interesting to hear about all of the things that are going on in different townships, like Wixom. So, yeah.
Very good. Well, don't go away, because what we normally do is we ask you guys a government question and see if you can answer that. And Councilmember Smiley's got the question for you, so go ahead.
Well, a couple of things just to warm me up a little bit. First of all, what high school?
Lakeland High School.
Lakeland, okay. You're all four of you Lakeland? Okay. And are all of you old enough to vote yet?
No.
I didn't think so, but might have gotten it. Are you following the election anyway with your government class? Oh, and you're not going to know my question.
Go ahead.
I want to ask it anyway.
Yeah, it's a government question.
Yeah, it's a fun question, I think,
Yeah.
and it's 50-50 you get it right or not. So, one of the people running for president has already been president, and if he were to win, that would be two non-consecutive terms that he'd have. The question for you, and you can phone a friend if you want, is has that ever happened before? Where there's a president won, and then he had some time off, and then he won again. That's the question. Has that ever happened before? It's unique.
50.
If I say yes, do I have to go
There'll be
like
some
further?
follow-up,
with
but that's okay. That's where it gets hard. No one's judging.
Well, I want to say yes, but I couldn't tell you who or when.
That's okay.
Alright.
It's true. It happened.
Yep.
Any of you want
Very
to
good.
take a shot at who it was?
Yes.
Please. No, his were back to back. That's okay. No, it's back in the late 1800s. Grover Cleveland.
Yeah, we
Back
were.
when the name Grover was, normal. All right, you're a good sport. That's all.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Next.
You're up there.
Okay, go ahead.
Hi, my name is Tierney Finnegan. I live in Commerce Township. My address is 5449 Plantation Drive. And I'm also here for the same reason, but I drive through Wixom a lot, so I wanted to see what it's all about.
Okay, very good. All right. How many council members are on Wixom City Council?
It's 7.
Very good.
But 10 including
Oh.
everyone.
Oh, no, we don't count those guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Just up here.
Very good, thank you. Next. Okay.
Hi, my name is Abigail Guzman, and I live in 3373 George Street in Wixom. I also came for the same reason, and yeah.
Okay, very good.
You're from Wixom?
Mhm.
Oh, bonus, all right.
All right. Well, Councilmember Grenlund Fox has a question for you.
I didn't catch your name, what was it?
Abigail?
Abigail.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, Abigail.
Hi.
So what do you think the most important thing your local representatives do?
Big stormwater drains.
Yeah, big stormwater drain.
What was your answer?
Big stormwater drain.
Oh, okay.
What's that for
Well,
me?
there's probably
Yeah.
the
Paying
budget is a
attention?
good one.
Yeah,
The budget.
thank you.
Thank you for being
Thank
here.
you. All right.
3 for 3? Wow, that's never happened.
Yep, we got one more.
Oh.
Well, how you guys doing today?
Good, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Doing good. My name is Giovanni Gonzalez Garcia from Pontiac Township. I live in 1991 West Rutgers Avenue. Yeah, that's what. The reason why I came here is because I just found some township meeting that I could go to, and I just decided I'm gonna just go here because I have like enough time to be here. I'm not that busy by this time. And, yeah.
Okay, very good. Well, Councilmember Glenlund Fox has a question for you as well. Yeah, you should get it.
Oh, no, I just have one.
Oh, okay, Councilmember Sharp.
Can you name the 2 vice presidential candidates for
I
the
know
U.S.
one
election?
is, I think it's Watson Vance, but I don't know like their first names. I know
That-
it's
was
Watson.
Very
right.
good,
Very
very
good.
good. You get
Thank you.
a gold star.
Yeah.
All right,
What high school are you from?
Lakeland High School.
You're off
Very
the
good.
lake.
Yeah.
all right. Very good. Thank you guys for being such great sports, and like I say, afterwards, we'll take pictures, sign agendas, or whatever you need, so you get credit. All right, now we'll move on to city manager's comments. City Manager Brown.
Thank
And you do
Ron.
count, by the way.
What's that?
And you do count, by the way.
Oh, thanks you. My feelings were bruised there. I appreciate that. So, on the city manager update, we just had a comment here about our marketing and branding efforts, bringing about an opportunity for us to update our city IDs. And because of that, we've invited a photographer to come to the city council chambers to also update the mayor and council group photo, as well as take individual pictures of council members if they would like. That was originally going to be scheduled for Tuesday, October 22nd per the update, but we are moving that because of an absence that's going to be taking place on October 22nd that we unfortunately didn't know about when we scheduled that. Actually, the city clerk's office knew, but when we were scheduling the photography opportunity, we didn't check in with the clerk's office, so shame on us. But that is not going to work out for one of our council members, so we're asking to shift it to November 12th.
Very good.
So hopefully everybody is planning on being there on November 12th so that we can get that taken care of. And that's really the only item that I had on the city manager update. There's a bunch of things on the second page there about dates to remember, exciting stuff coming up, including the Panther hunt and other things that are happening over the next few months of time. So happy to answer questions if there are any, if I can. Other than that, that's the extent of what I had to report for this evening.
Any questions? All right, seeing none. Assistant City Manager Benson, any comments tonight?
I do not have anything for you all.
Very good. We'll move on to council comments. Councilmember Smiley.
Thank you, Mayor Beagle. Just a couple little things. First of all, welcome again to, Maureen, our new code enforcement. Very nice. And I saw from in our packet that our social district is growing. Wixom Bar is now joining that party. So that was good to see. I missed the last meeting, but right before the last meeting was the block party, which was a gorgeous night and a ton of fun. And now there's a new location that's part of that party. That's all I got. Thank you.
Very good. Councilmember Behrman.
The only thing I would just, they talked about the Panther hunt, but the fire station open house is Saturday, and I know my kids always love going to the fire station. The fire department's probably sick of seeing my kids, but it's always a good time if you have nothing better to do on Saturday.
Very good. All set?
Yeah.
Very good. Councilmember Gaccio. Councilmember Sharp.
Thank you, Mayor. A couple things. I too wanted to thank Wixom Bar for joining the social district. I wanted to thank Fleece and Vanderbrink, our water and sewer operator, for their wonderful city employee and volunteer luncheon last September 25th. It's a very nice event, pretty good turnout. Wonderful cookies, by the way. There's a cookie place on Beck Road I didn't even know about until we had some fantastic cookies. I'll have to find the name. And I wanted to welcome Maureen Underhill as our new code enforcement officer. It's great to have you. I know I think I speak for council. We're really pleased not only that we funded the position, but it looks and sounds like we've gotten a great person with a lot of experience and some great ideas that I heard about before the meeting to get started. So thank you for joining the team.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Councilmember Glenlund Fox.
I too would like to welcome Maureen. Very excited. I know she's going to do an amazing job for us. And then thank you to all of my fellow council members and the mayor for changing the photo. I've had a lot of travel.
Oh, it's you.
It's me. It's me. I've had a lot of travel with work lately, so I appreciate the understanding. Thank you.
No worries. Thank you. Yes, and I would like to welcome Maureen to the Wixom family. Excited to have you here, and finally excited to have a code enforcement officer in the city, and good things are going to happen from here on out. And just want, hopefully, I get to see everybody this weekend at one of the two big events that we have, the fire station open house in the morning and the Panther hunt in the afternoon. And with that, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Or-
Thank you. I got a motion and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Good night, everybody. Thank you.